There's no way I could be autistic. I don't have black and white thinking. I don't have any of my safe foods here. I don't have enough money to DoorDash any of my safe foods, so I'm just not gonna eat anything.
Perhaps the reason why you don't think that you're autistic, and probably the reason why you're searching for a diagnosis later in life, when you've had the signs and symptoms all along, is because you've masked so well. You've done such a good job of masking that you've convinced yourself that you don't have any type of neurodivergence. So we see this a lot with autistic people, where you see the signs and symptoms in yourself, but because you've masked so well, you've gotten to the point where you've convinced yourself that you don't need any help. And part of this revolves around the need for your own autonomy. When you're neurodivergent, in order to thrive, you will need some type of external help in order to survive, number one. To thrive, number two. So when this is the case, you fight for your own autonomy. You fight so hard for it because needing help from somebody else is embarrassing. And we don't want to feel like how we actually are. And we don't sometimes know how we actually are, or what we actually are, or what we like to do because of this mask that we put on. And the mask that we put on has helped us survive. It's helped us get through grade school. It helped us get through middle school. It helped you get through high school, maybe even college. But now you're at the point where you need to know who you are. You really need to figure out who you are, what you like to do, and what type of help you need. Because when you don't know who you are and we're struggling with our identity, how do we know what type of help to get? So it all starts with taking a deep and introspective look into ourselves and asking, number one, who are we? And then number two, what type of help do we need? So when it comes to black and white thinking, not allowing yourself, this is crazy, but not allowing yourself to understand that there's a possibility that you could be autistic, in my opinion, is a form of black and white thinking. You know that you have the signs there. You know that if you got some help, or at least a diagnosis, even the diagnosis is not a label, but even the diagnosis will help you understand yourself so much better. It'll help you not be as hard on yourself. It's a very liberating thing. But you know that you have some of these signs, but you just don't acknowledge it. And it's not intentional. I don't think that the majority of us do it intentionally. We all have things that we aren't maybe the most proud of. And there's a lot of shame with neurodivergence. I know that I got diagnosed when I was 26 with ADHD, maybe autism, who knows. Anxiety and depression for sure, yeah. But when you have a diagnosis and you look back to the years before that diagnosis, you sometimes realize the signs and symptoms were always there, and that sometimes even people pointed it out. Like your friends and the people closest to you, people would joke and say, I think you're on the spectrum, or hey man, you should really get checked out for ADHD. Like your focus is all over the place. And we hear these things and we tell ourselves, yeah, there's a chance that we could be autistic, we could have ADHD, whatever, but I just don't think that that's me. When you allow yourself to be the best version of yourself, you will realize that diagnosis is just an explanation for the behaviors that you exhibit. It doesn't mean that you're any worse than anybody else, and it doesn't mean that you're any better than anybody else. It just explains the behaviors that you exhibit. So when we have this diagnosis, we can finally get the proper help and the proper support that we need.